Enchantment like that is the oldest form of medicine.
So if you step in the shower in the morning and it's very cold or very hot, you are in that moment absolutely related to, instinctually to the moment, to the truth. What's running our life. We're sort of on automatic pilot a good part of the time.
Kia look very intelligent and they behave very intelligently.
The stories govern our lives. They create the patterns. They create these influences that ripple through the lives.
Most ads that drive action generally follow a basic story arc.
It just makes me so extremely happy.
Our task is to tell the story.
There were many failures along the way.
Later we realized there are archaic scripts, messages buried. We find ourselves often in service to the family of origin values.
This is something that has never been seen before.
This is perhaps a little bit
not the usual way.
What about that pattern, that repetition in my life?
It's like the primal experience is story.
To produce what has since become a cult classic.
Right.
Its primary goal,
the progress of the past.
While the effectiveness was achieved.
The progress of the future
will never be known.
There's a mystery unfolding at all times. And I think boredom represents, in a sense, the failure to engage with mystery.
I just didn't expect them to perform quite as well.
Thinking
something better than you ever had before.
And the reason that I cited it, because it leads into everyone is dealing with rising powers and wondering whether
we shall come back to it.
We might miss that threshold where we do cross it over into danger.
In a moment when inspiration starts, rational thinking stops.
That drives people crazy.
Frankly, it's a humbling dialogue. It's not so much what my ego wants, it's sort of what wants to express itself.
Right.
Well, I think in a way, meaning is trying to find us.
Working to uncover knowledge that will contribute to better living tomorrow.
Inconceivable world. Now, our task is
The progress of the future.
Does that leave any room at all for criticism of
Your mental health.
I don't necessarily have answers. I have questions. And I think if you ask the right questions,
Supposing we were to boil it down to its essence.
I found that one fascinating.
Those are stories unfolding too, of which we're by and large unaware.
and so often there's a sense of disorientation or defeat or confusion.
In service to whatever it is that wants to come into the world through us.
Finding what does not work.
They're fired.
Those are stepping stones, building blocks to get to the right thing.
It was not until later that I thought about it rationally and tried to arrive at the laws behind it.
But that's difficult. And you need already quite some skill.
What does your soul tell you? What does the psyche try to tell you?
Years later, her doctor told me she came back cured.
This is great stuff!
This is absurd.
There is a way of seeing it.
In time I realized that these were more satisfying because they consciously employ metaphor and symbol.
You made up the whole story.
You had a dream.
To point in the direction of mystery.